Hey guys, it's Luis with Team X3 Drop here. We have Evan, and we're showcasing a very spicy deck for you guys.
Yeah, you can call it that.
So there's no events happening in the next month or so. So we're just gonna be doing like just random like deck profiles, random like ideas that we have, or we see at our locals, or we see anybody use anything fun really. And then once we get events going, then we'll start giving you guys more profiles and all that good stuff. So just look out for that. So you want to show us what you're playing, Evan, and what is it that you're playing?
All right, so this deck here, it's Pure Danger.
Pure Danger.
Pure Danger. I will be the very first to admit it's not the best deck by any means, but it's a really fun deck. I've been really into this archetype since it came out. Just like the folklore behind all of the monsters, it's really cool to me. So I just kind of wanted to make a deck with it. I did like Dark World Danger when it came out, and had fun with that. But that was just a rogue deck, just a fun deck. This is the same along those lines. I actually played at a regional, what was it, 2 weeks ago, and it didn't do as well as I wanted to. It's a lot of a lot of RNG is going to come into play, and that's the biggest problem that this deck has. It just it'll just run out of gas eventually. It caught some decks off guard, some players off guard, but yeah, overall this is it's a really fun deck. I would definitely say more of a locals deck, but you want to just get into it?
Yeah. So if you want to have fun, this is a good deck to play.
It's a lot of fun.
All right.
All right. So we've got 2 Bigfoot. Then we've got 2 Nessie, a lot of 2 ofs, you guys are going to see that. 2 Jackalope, 2 Snake, 2 Thunderbird, 2 Ogopogo. So these guys you just really want for names. This is, you'll see with the rest of the profile, this is a going second build. I just blind going second, and the Bigfoots and the Thunderbirds, they're good for popping. And obviously this is just good for spamming monsters, searching monsters. And this card's actually pretty decent in my opinion. He can either, if you don't know what he does, he dumps a danger card from deck to grave. So you can either dump like the Spell or Trap if you play those, or you can just dump another dark monster, which you will see why that's important. And then we've only got a few 3 ofs. I play 3 Mothman and 3 Chupacabra. If I were to cut either of these down at all, it'd be Chupacabra. I like being able to bring back a big beater from grave, but occasionally, you really don't want to open them with this at all. You want to see it, halfway through all your drawing, and anybody who picks this up and decides to just have fun with it, you'll see you draw a lot, and so you don't really want to open it. But that's it for the danger monsters. And then we've got just some draw power. We've got 3 Brow, 1 Beast, just generically good if if they go to the grave off the danger effects, you get to draw. So you draw 1 for the danger and then 1 for either of these guys, so that's always good. And then, well, Luis did say some spice. This is my favorite card, one of my favorite cards ever. I love Farfa, and I think it's just pretty good for just generic being able to get rid of a problematic monster. One thing that came up when I played at the regionals was I looked at my hand and I could tell I was going to have a hard time getting rid of a Dingirsu, and instead of I just baited out the counter trap and then I banished it, and then from there I was able to push the rest of his board and actually push for game that turn. But I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have Farfa. So this came in handy. But if you were to change anything with the deck, or if I was rather, this would be one of the first things I cut. It's definitely more of just it's just kind of a cheeky card. And then I play 1 Gizmek. You can pretty much play this in anything right now, it seems like. I was playing 2 of it, but there were a lot of times that I just didn't really feel like the second one was necessary. You're never going to resolve this more than once, period, just because you dig through your deck so much. So you're not going to have enough deck to play this a second time.
Yeah.
But just a generically good card. And since we're blinding second, I'm actually maining Tunabiru. So the thought process was, sometimes your opponent will make a big board that, with just drawing and throwing out big monsters, you can't really get over it. So I just felt like blinding second, if I can get rid of their monsters, get rid of their board, and just put this on board, put the token on their side. With Bigfoot and all the big monsters I pump out, getting rid of the token isn't a problem, but getting rid of big fields that are already established, that's kind of a problem. And if they don't make a big field, or if they don't summon 5 times, I just discard it off of a danger monster, and that's it. So I like it at 2. And then I also play 2 Danko. This actually stole me a lot of games. I mean, just seeing your opponent's face when you just drop Danko, and after they've, set 2 if they're playing Salad, or if they've set, 2 or 3 if they're playing Striker. It catches a lot of people off guard, and it pretty much just lets you play freely from there. I think the only time that this kind of didn't work out was that I played someone at the last regionals who was actually maining Droll. And anybody who's played Danger in the past, or ever, you'll know that Droll kind of kills this deck. So, yeah, it kind of hurt. I felt good because I got to normal some of this, and I thought I was going to just blow him out. But then after the first Danger resolved, he just Drolled me, and that was not very fun. And then the last monster, we've got Phantom Skyblaster.
So 1 for a reason.
It's a 1 for a reason. This card just, it's not quite a win button, but it's pretty damn close. I mean, just being able to bring out, like 2 or 3 free tokens, just free.
Scapegoat on your turn.
It's just free. It really is.
Yeah.
So that's it for the monsters. It's a really, really heavy monster lineup. I want to say it's close to 30 monsters. And then for the spells, we've got 3 Super Poly. Like I said, we're blind going second. This by itself just breaks a lot of boards. Really sacky. But same thing with Nibiru. Like, if my opponent makes a board and this is dead, then I just discard it off the dangers and I just keep going.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. And then we play 3 Allure, because just about everything that we play is darks, so we have a lot of targets. And then we've got 1 Beginning of the End. For anybody that doesn't know what this does, if you have 7 or more darks in your grave, you can banish 5 and draw 3 cards. So anytime you can draw 3 in any deck, I mean, it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
I tried it at 2 at first, and I didn't really like it. This is another one of those cards like Chupacabra. You do not want to open this.
Yeah.
You want to see this, halfway through all your drawing.
Yeah.
And then I play 1 card destruction. It's card destruction.
God card.
You're just pretty much going to auto win if you resolve this. And then we've got 1 Pot of Desires. At first I was playing 2 Gizmek and I wasn't playing this. And then I decided to try 1 and 1. And I really like 1 and 1, but this is the reason why you're almost never going to resolve 2 Gizmeks.
Yeah.
And then 1 Danger Response Team. This card, I really like it. I think it's an underrated card. So anybody that doesn't know, you target a danger monster and 1 other monster on the field. The other monster can be an opponent's monster that you can't get rid of, or 1 of your own monsters, and it compulses both of them.
Yeah.
So just being able to recycle or reuse danger effects is really strong. Being able to get rid of problematic monsters is really strong. And then this has an effect in grave. You can discard any danger card, draw a card, and then put it on the bottom of the deck. So you get to reuse it, you get a free draw, you get a danger effect from whatever you discard. Really good card. And then the last spell, Monster Reborn. Like with Chupacabra, just being able to reborn pretty much anything. I mean, 3k beater is pretty strong. Yeah. So that's going to be it for the spells. And then we've got the extra deck. So we've got 1 Baguska, 1 Dweller. We've got some rank 8s. We've got Dingirsu, number 38, and the Sky Prison. This is one of my favorite cards to go into. This really, really hurts a lot of decks. And then we have a lot of Super Poly targets. I've got Mud Dragon, Violet Chimera, and 2 Starving Venom. So first I was just playing 1, but then I just realized that it'd be a better idea to run 2. With Super Poly and with all of my all the danger monsters being dark, just gives you an additional reason to have 2 of these. And every now and then you'll play against something that just happens to rip 1 of the Starving Venoms out of your deck.
So why not 1 Starving Venom and 1 Predaplant?
For a while I was actually playing the Predaplant, and I cut this guy, and there's no specific reason, I'll be honest with you, there's no specific reason why I flip-flopped them. I just thought that generically speaking I really like this card. But that's a matter of preference. If anybody decides to play this for fun,
yeah. Whatever your locals has. There's a lot of thunder. You can play the Predaplant, right?
Yeah, it's really, really good against that. Then got some generic links: Wee Witch, Phoenix, Borload, Avermax, Boral Sword, and like the win button. This guy's pretty good. Shout out to Luis for letting me borrow this. But yeah, I feel like pretty much anytime I've made this, it's like an auto win. And you play a lot of high level dangers, so it's really easy to make on top of Gizmek. Just super easy to make.
All right.
But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to show the side deck because that's just going to vary from locals to locals.
For your locals is, yeah.
Just side for your locals, really.
So you recommend this deck to be for a locals fun event?
Yeah, I think it's a really fun deck. You're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna take it to any regionals and do well unless you throw like Grand Maju into it. But yeah, for locals, I think it's a really fun deck. And
so don't add anything stupid like a win like FTK, like just draw your whole deck kind of deck, because those decks are just not fun, right? Not fun to play against.
Not fun to play against. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I think for locals, this is a really fun deck. And if you're, like we are, if you're in between regionals and you've got a little bit of time to kill, yeah, it's a fun deck, and I would definitely recommend it.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you, guys.